This time we're talking about mobile clinics. The minority in parliament is charging government to immediately deploy the 8 mobile clinic vans procured by the NDC administration to bridge the gap between urban and rural health. The ranking member on the Health Committee, Kwabna Minta Akando, has been arguing that the vans are rotting away at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, whereas healthcare delivery in rural areas remain poor. He's been talking to my colleague, Chrissy Parker Wilson. Here, Parker joins me in the studio. Parker, so what actually necessitated this interaction that he had with the media today?
Okay, so the vans were imported into the country by the NDC administration in 2014. Now, just before they left office, the NDC had begun the process to secure funding for these vans. And these vans were to go to the rural areas, as you mentioned, to make sure that the rural areas where there are no CHIP compounds, there are no clinics, they can attend to the medical needs of the people there. Now, according to Minta Akando, ever since the NDC government left power, they've been waiting for government to operationalize these vans. And they've not heard anything from government. Right? They've been trying to get reaction from the ministry, the health ministry actually, but nothing has been said about these vans. And the vans at Kolebu is just by the sea. And so if you look at the pictures and the videos that we have, you realize that the vans, in fact, they are rotting away. In fact, they are rusting. The tires have deflated. It has a generator behind it, which will power it when they get to places where there are no electricity. All the generators are rusting. Okay. And so for him, it is quite unfortunate that this government has abandoned these vans and that they would want the government within a week to operationalize this, though they are doing the ambulance, but it is also good that they operationalize these vans, take it to the rural areas, and then put it to good use. You can listen to Minta Akando.
Select Committee on Health, especially the minority side, we decided to come here and have a first-hand information so that we can probably respond to issues about the Onuadorf vans. It's quite pathetic, very, very disheartening, and it's indeed the case that this government is joking with the health sector of this country. I believe that if there's any sector at all, if there's any ministry at all that must be prioritized, it should be the health sector. Unfortunately, the government is indeed joking with the health sector. These vans were bought about 6 years ago, and they were deployed to the hard-to-reach areas, the hinterlands, to provide healthcare services to the good people of this country. Unfortunately, for more than 3 years now, these vans has been parked here, and it's rotting away. We took you around, and you saw it for yourselves, that, you know, this place is very close to the sea, and the vans are rotting away. How are we putting to good use the taxpayers' money? These vans were procured by the taxpayers' money, and I believe that it can be used to save lives in this country. But again, we have parked these vans for more than 3 years, and people need them in the hinterlands. People need them, and they serve various purposes. We have the dental, the ophthalmology, the general medical care, and what have you, the ENT, and all that. And it's quite disheartening. We entered one of the vans, and the interior was chilled. The air conditioning was working. Why have these vans been parked here to rot away? What crime have we committed? And so I believe that as a matter of urgency, I believe that government must put these vans to use.
They should deploy them.
They should deploy them to the various hinterlands to serve the good people of this country. We can't allow these vans to be parked here to continue to rot away. It's rather unfortunate. And therefore, if the president is listening, if the minister responsible for health is listening, please, we need action and not the plenty talks. These vans must go to the field and work, and not to leave them to rot away. I mean, I am sad. And the best use of the vans are to, I've seen some files being tied to the vans, and nobody even comes here, nobody cares about it, nobody even comes to see whether or not, they will even service the engine, or this is a machine.
They don't ignite it.
If you don't ignite the machines for far too long, what happens to the machine? expensive vans procured by the taxpayers' money. So with the greatest deal of respect, we think that these vans are not for decorations. They provide mobile services to the good people of this country, and they must be deployed. I agree that not every part of this country that we can build cheap compounds, we can build health facilities. So those areas, we can deploy these vans to the places to give healthcare services to the people. And we have packed them here. Why?
You are talking about action. How soon are you expecting government?
No, but I think that if the president is listening, as soon as possible. I mean, we should not even go beyond 1 week. They should not go beyond 1 week, for Christ's sake. Why are they packing these things there?
Have you tried to get any official reason as to why they are still being packed? What have you
For 3 years, 3 good years, there should be official reason for packing it, especially when I entered there, some of the air conditions were working. For 3 years, governments are voted into power to solve, problems, to fix situations. So if you tell me that this brand new, and we had the opportunity to enter into the front of where the driver sits, and you can go and check it yourself. Virtually brand new vehicles. Virtually brand new. These were not second-hand vehicles. These were brand new vehicles that were procured. And so for me, government has absolutely no reason to park these vehicles here to rot away.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, and under what circumstances did your government
There's a ranking member on the Health Committee, Kwabnaminta Akando, there speaking to the journalist, and my colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson. Parker is still here with me in the studio. Parker, let's wrap up this part and then we'll talk about what happened in Parliament today. Now, what was the plan? Do we know what plan the NDC administration at the time had in place for these vans?
Okay, so what we've gathered is that before the election, they were supposed to procure about 40 vans, and
in addition to this?
No, in all,
okay.
40. So they brought the first phase, that was the 8.
The first 8.
And then they were waiting for the remaining 32. And the plan was that they were going to distribute it to the various regions. And so 40, 10, so each region was going to get about, is it 4 or 10?
So at the time
40,
it was
40,
10.
It was 10
so
regions.
each region gets 4.
Each region get 4.
Right.
So 4, then the rural areas within the regions, they will deploy the vehicles to, and then unfortunately for the party, they said that they were kicked out of government and they never had opportunity to do what they did.
But these arrived in 2014. The party was out of office in 2016. Within that period, they could have still distributed the 8.
So I asked the question that it arrived around November 2014 and was registered in the middle of 2015. So between 2015 and 2016, they claim, the NDC claim, they were securing funding for the operations of the van.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Well, there's a call, of course, from the ranking member in Parliament to government to release those 8 at least. Whatever happened
So
to the rest of the plan, we will still continue to investigate that. But Parker, you were in Parliament. What came up in Parliament?
Well, Parliament went on recess. They went for Christmas and have the New Year festivity and all that. So they returned today to continue with the business of the House. And today, the Speaker was very passionate about something that has been going on in the House for some time. And he questioned the members of the House to shun the practice where they make needless allegation and accusation against themselves, both from the minority and that of the majority as well. According to the Speaker, some of these allegations and accusations sometimes create disaffection between members, which at the end of the day affect parliamentary proceedings. So they should focus on the business of the House, what's happening in the House, stick to the rules of engagement to strengthen Parliament. That is what is most important. They are here to serve the people, so they should serve the people and refrain from partisan debate. So these were the call by the Speaker himself this very morning. And the majority leader also announced that the President will be delivering the State of the Nation address in February 20. So next month, we are expecting the President to go to Parliament and deliver the State of the Nation address.
We'll see how that goes. Parker, thank you. Kwesi Parker Wilson, the Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, bringing us up to speed on what's happening in Parliament today. And also you heard about the vans that are rotting away at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.